What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boys, Organized Chaos Fitness here with a, oh my god, no. Ready? What's poppin'? We good? Hold on, ready? Yeah? Alright, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boys, Organized Chaos Fitness here with another video. This isn't gonna be like our other videos though. This is not gonna be a vlog. It's not part of the bulking series. This is all gonna be about macros.
Straight content right here. We're gonna talk about our theory of dieting, how we like to do it, and the science behind how it works. After this.
Alright, so basically how macros work is that, restart it again.
We need to say what macros are. Say what macros are. No one knows.
Body is food. Oh, shit. Restart this.
Dude, honestly,
Why don't we ask each other questions?
that's actually really good.
Yeah, we're gonna ask each other questions.
Start asking you questions.
Yeah, and I'll just ask you.
Okay, we're gonna go for it here. So, Walter, what is a macro?
So a macronutrient is gonna be a protein is a macronutrient, carbs are a macronutrient, and fats are a macronutrient. And these make up your caloric intake.
And they each differ. Protein is considered the building block of your muscles, and it's the last one to get converted to energy in your body. Carbs, we'll talk about carbs second. Carbs are your first and main source of energy for your body. The easiest to break down. They form what's called glycogen in your muscles, which when you get a pump is when the glycogen fills in your muscles and the blood flows to it. Fat is actually a very, very important macronutrient. People think to lose weight you just need to drop fat because you're going to lose fat, right? Well, that's not true. You're going to lose fat through caloric deficit. What fat does as a macronutrient is it helps with your testosterone levels to keep your, not just testosterone levels, I should say your hormone levels in general, to keep them balanced at a good place. And it also is a source of energy. If you're low on carbohydrates, it'll get digested too.
Yeah, so every person has a different caloric maintenance. This is where your body doesn't lose or gain any weight. It is the amount of energy that your body uses, the exact amount of energy your body uses. So when you're taking in calories, which is a form of measuring energy, your body uses a certain amount of energy. And when you're eating the same amount as you're using, that's where you don't lose or gain any weight, and that's called your caloric maintenance.
And that's the maintenance. Right now what we're in is what's known as a lean bulk, which is where you find your maintenance calories. So our calories are pretty similar. So like our maintenance calories, I would say is, what would you say? Like
Probably like 3,000.
Oh no, maintenance. Like if we're just gonna stay the same way. You think
3,200.
Probably like 3,200, somewhere around there. We have high macros because we're taller people and we work out 6 days a week, so our activity level is very high. We burn a lot of calories.
We use a lot of energy, like I was telling you before.
Yep, calories are energy. So that's our maintenance. So to bulk, what we did is we upped our calories to about 3,500, and then we're a little looser with tracking. So I mean, here and then we'll go over, we just track until we hit 35, and then we might go over and eat some more. And it's just because we have about a month and a half left until we turn into a cut or a caloric deficit. So we're trying to pack on a little more weight in a more aggressive fashion.
Yeah, so right now we're in a caloric surplus, which means that you're eating more than your body uses, correct? So let's say, like he said, our maintenance level is 3,200. That's how much energy your body uses. You're eating 3,300. Now you're eating 100 calories more than your body uses. So you would actually begin to start gaining weight because you're starting to eat more. You're putting more calories into your diet than your body can use. And so that's called a surplus. So as you start to change your macros in order to gain weight, your metabolism will then catch up. So like let's say I raise it to 3,300, right? And I start gaining weight. I'll gain like a pound, 1 pound maybe every 1 to 2 weeks, okay? So let's gain weight every 1 pound per week. Let's just say that, okay? Eventually that's gonna stop. My metabolism will catch up, and then I will need to raise it another 100. This cycle will keep going, and that's how you kind of lean bulk. That's how you try to gain the least amount of fat while putting on the most kind of muscle mass, because you cannot gain muscle mass while losing fat unless you're on gear, steroids, whatever you want to call it, the hemoglobin. Just made that word up, but
pretty scientific though.
Scientific, very scientific. Or you have crazy good genetics, which some people are blessed with.
Pro
Unfortunately,
athletes.
yeah, a lot of pro athletes are able to do things like that.
And then the one other situation is if you're new to weight training, if you're new to resistance weight training, your body can adapt so quick that you can actually put on muscle and lose fat at the same time. It's commonly known as like beginner gains, is what people like to call it. So besides that though, naturally you cannot build muscle in a caloric deficit. That's why it's important to bulk or lean bulk, which will put on muscle and put on strength, which in the long run will gain muscle mass.
So basically, to recap everything we just said, in order to gain weight, you eat more than your body needs. You're going to be eating more calories than your caloric maintenance, and that is as simple as it gets. You just eat more food, and that's as simple as that gets.
Pretty much how that goes.
So, if you want to explain how losing weight works and how you go into a deficit of calories, just explain that.
Yeah, so a deficit, so when we begin our cut, we'll begin our deficit. A deficit of calories is having less calories than your body needs to maintain. So you're feeding your body less than it needs. You don't want to drop your calories really fast or your body will use your muscles as a source of energy. It'll actually break down the muscle tissue. So you want to start your deficit fairly high. At the beginning of your cut, you want to eat the most amount of calories you possibly can while consistently losing weight. This is why having a scale is actually very important. So like a good way to do it is 1 to 2 pounds a week is a pretty good way of losing body fat without losing too much in time to where you're going to sacrifice muscle. So like we said, we'll probably begin our cut at like 3,100 calories maybe and just watch the scale and see what happens. If we drop weight too fast, we'll up it. If we drop weight too slow, you lower it, or you can add a day of cardio because that burns calories as well.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing as being in a deficit. If you burn 400 calories, it's the same thing as if you ate 400 less calories.
So, you could be asking, how do you track this stuff? That seems impossible, right? So there's a couple things you need. So, food scale comes in handy. If you can't get a hold of a food scale, you can guesstimate, try to get as close as possible, but food scale will eventually be essential to that. There are macronutrient trackers on the App Store, the Play Store. The one that we use and one of the most popular is MyFitnessPal.
Probably can't see that, but it's on the screen.
Yeah, Under Armour owns it. It's very, very good. There's some glitchy things about it, but
it's probably the best available.
yeah, and it goes in depth with all your macro and micronutrients, including like vitamins and things like that. So that's kind of how you would track. So basically, to summarize like what we were just talking about, in order to gain weight, you have to eat more than your body uses energy-wise. And to lose weight, you have to eat less in like a controlled starvation. And so a lot of people, first thing they want to know, how do you lose weight? How do I lose weight? I'm fat. I want to lose weight. Blah, blah, blah. Literally, it's as simple as eating less than your body uses energy-wise. That's as simple as it is. Very simple. So one of the biggest things I try to preach to people who are interested in counting macros and losing weight is to not think of food as healthy and unhealthy anymore. A lot of food has this bad stigma, like McDonald's and stuff, where it's like, oh my God, that's so unhealthy. Well, micronutriently, it's probably not the best thing in the world, to be honest, but macronutriently, you can't eat whatever fits into your macronutrient goal. So think of it as a number. So every food is a number instead of thinking unhealthy and healthy. And that's why like you'll see us eat things like pizza, McDonald's, cereal. Like people are like, why do you eat cereal? I can't believe you eat cereal. And you're like,
or Pop-Tarts. We
track, so we are allowed to do that. It's called flexible dieting. So we are able to eat what we want because we track.
Yeah, so basically, it's exactly what he said. Right now, especially since we're in a bulk, it's easier to digest foods like that. Like cereal, it's easy to eat cereal. It's easy to eat Pop-Tarts. They're easy sources of food. When you have to eat a lot of calories, you don't want to be eating dense food all the time. You're going to feel full and bloated all the time. When you see us cut, however, you'll probably see us fitting in more what's known as healthy foods because they have more micronutrients and they fill you up more. And you do need vitamins. Like it is important to get vitamins and fiber. But that's why it's called flexible. You get the balance of both, and you don't have to stick to certain foods forever.
Balance is a good word. Balance is a good word.
It makes it, what it does is it keeps you from going on an all-out binge, where like you don't eat any bad food for months, and then you just want to binge, and that could end up being worse than if you just fit it in every day.
If it fits.
If it fits your macros. So the next topic we're going to talk about is a slightly controversial topic called reverse dieting. And basically what that is when you get to the end of a cut where you've dropped a large amount of weight. Like for example, last winter, me and Walter dropped 30 pounds plus because we got very fat in the winter. So we dropped that coming into summer off of like a 5-month cut. So what a reverse diet is, when you get to the bottom of your cut, your calories are going to be in a deficit. You're not going to be at maintenance. Like I said, my maintenance is probably 31 to 3,200 calories, and I ended my cut at 2,600. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to just jump back into 3,100 and think everything's going to be fine, because your metabolism has adapted. It has adapted to eating less. So if you fed it that much more, you're going to gain body fat very quickly. So what reverse dieting is basically slowly adding calories or slowly adding energy. Maybe start with adding 200 calories back in your day and track your weight and see how it goes for like a week or so. You might actually experience weight loss, which we both did, where you up your calories, and then with that extra calories, you have more energy and you can lift heavier weights in the gym, which means you could possibly burn more calories. So you could actually lose weight, which is really common for like the first 2 or 3 weeks of reverse dieting. And you slowly build your calories up to a maintenance or into a bulk, depending on what your goals are. And it's a slow fashion to kind of mitigate against fat gain.
So basically how cardio works, because a lot of people think that I'm just going to run on the treadmill and lose 1,000,000 pounds. Well, that can work. So basically what it does is it burns calories. So it's burning energy, so basically subtracting food or subtracting macros. So let's say like I ate 2,000 calories in this day and my goal was 1,800. I'm like, oh my gosh, what could I do? You could go burn 200 calories, and technically that's the same thing as eating 1,800 calories.
Cardio is just another form of a deficit. It's just not food related. So if you wanted to eat more food during a cut, you could have 1 or 2 days of cardio, It's a preference.
Thank you for watching our macronutrient video. We have a guy right here who we have been training, and he has been counting his macros, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about what he's been doing.
So I've been doing this macro diet for about 6-7 weeks now, right guys? About that. It's been solid. Been pretty good at tracking. Been going to the gym, pretty consistent basis, and it's going well, man. I'm starting to see results in my cuts. Looking a little bit leaner. Not too difficult. I can fit some things in I still want. I could eat Pop-Tarts. Lost a few pounds, just rolling, buddy, getting by.
He's doing great right here. He's an athlete.
It's a process, and a lot of people don't realize that it's not going to be overnight that you're going to lose weight. It's a process, and you got to put in the work to get the results, and that's just as simple as it gets. So basically, this is Macros 101, and we'll see you next time.
Look out, Organized Chaos, we taking over.
It's your boys, Organized Chaos Fitness. Peace.